Hey everyone, today I want to go over perfect and semi-perfect gems with you. Sometimes this gets a little confusing. And if you already know all this stuff, that's great. That's totally fine. This isn't for you. But if you're still not quite sure how all this works on the upper level of gems, let's go over it and kind of explain some of the ins and outs. So there are a couple of rules when it comes to larger gems that you want to be aware of. So number one is well, before we even get there, let's just define. There are a couple of terms. So first of all, a semi-perfect gem is a gem that is 999,999. Okay, it's a gem at about a million. Okay, now why isn't it exactly a million? I have no idea. It's just the creators of the game just made it that way. Okay, so that's a semi-perfect gem. Now it's called a semi-perfect gem because three of these semi-perfect gems added together create a perfect gem. So a perfect gem is this is wrong. Sorry, a perfect gem is 2,999,997. So almost 3 million. Now maybe the reason they made a semi-perfect gem 999,999 and not a million is because they only had room in the gem slots to hold six numbers and not more than six numbers. I don't know, but that's maybe what it is. Now, anything larger than a semi-perfect gem is considered a huge gem. Okay, so if you go to your profile and you look at your profile, you'll have a section called huge gems, and that's where you'll see those if you have any. Now, rule number one, you cannot run a ritual with a gem over 999,999. So not that you can't make a gem higher than 999, but you can't run a ritual with a gem over 999. You cannot run a ritual with a huge gem, in other words, right? Okay, so that's kind of rule number one. And you're going to see how the software will kind of protect you from making a gem over that because again, once you make a gem over make a huge gem, you're done. You can never make that gem bigger by running a ritual. So you either have to leave it in your, kind of your short-term bank forever, or you have to save it, right? Or sell it, obviously. So rule number two is you can't make a gem bigger than 299,997. Obviously, sort of obviously, because that's the exact number of three semi-perfect gems times three. Remember, if you can't use a huge gem in a ritual, then the largest gem you can make is putting three semi-perfect gems into your ritual and running a ritual, and therefore the highest number you can get is this number 2,999,997. Now I think when they originally created the game this is how it was, but then as the game went on they started to introduce guild bonuses, and that's where it got a little bit more complex. And so let me give you an example. So here's an example. We have three gems in our mock kind of ritual here, right? So we've got three gems that we're going to do some math on. So gem number 1, 2, and 3, 100,000 each, and assuming we have a guild bonus of 20%, which is actually what our guild bonus is right now in the one timers, then that would give us a bonus of 60,000. So that makes sense, right? Three gems of 300,000 gives us 20% of that is 60,000, and so that would give us a total gem of 360,000. So that makes sense. But what happens is as you get closer to a semi-perfect gem, the game kind of tries to protect you a little bit. Let me show you what I mean. Let's take a gem. Let's take 300,000 gems. So 300, 1, 2, 3, 300, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now what's happening is our subtotal, our base gem is 900,000, but the guild bonus would normally be 180,000, right? The guild bonus would normally be 20% of 900, but the problem is that would force this gem to be over 999,999, and that would make a huge gem. And the rule of the software is that it doesn't allow you to make a gem larger than a semi-perfect gem, because again, once you do that, you're done. You can't use that in a ritual anymore. And so if the base, okay, the base of all three of your gems is less than 999,999, okay, it will curtail your bonus so that you only get a 999,999 gem. Does that make sense? So for instance, let's say I have a 300, 300, and a 300. I'm just going to pretend I have a 399,999 already. Let's say I have a 399,999 gem and I add this in, then literally it would make a 999,999 base, and the software, the game, would actually curtail my bonus, so the bonus would be 0 because I already have a semi-perfect gem. Okay, so that's kind of part of rule number 1. You can't make a ritual over 999. You can't run a ritual over that. So to protect you, it will never make your bonus push you past the $1 million mark, because then you would have a gem that you can't run a ritual on anymore. Now, that you can complain about that and say that's stupid, and that's fine. Like, I don't care, but that's just how the game is, right? Okay, now, once the base of your gems is 1 million or more. So let's change this third one to 400,000 gem. Once the base of all three of your gems is now greater than 1 million, then the bonus kicks in again. Okay, then the bonus kicks in again, and now it goes, okay, you obviously want to make a gem over 1 million. We're going to let you, because obviously you're using 3 base gems that put you over 1 million. Now your bonus kicks in again, right? So now you'd have a $200,000 guild bonus, and the final gem you would create is a 1.2 million huge gem. And again, once you create this, you can't run a ritual with it. You'd have to either save it, sell it, or just leave it in your short-term, bank forever, until you do something with it. So that's a huge gem. And then the second rule is, obviously you can't make a gem. You cannot make a gem bigger than a perfect gem, which is 2.9999 million, right? So now let's say we have 3 semi-perfect gems, right? So 999, 999, 999. So what'll happen is, normally the bonus would be 600,000, right? But because your base is already a perfect gem, because of that, it's going to turn your guild bonus to 0. And any bonuses from rating, by the way, any bonuses you get from rating gems, you know how when you're running a ritual and you raid a gem and you don't get it and it gives you a bonus, that is in the same boat as all of this. So it won't give you that bonus and force you to go higher than a semi-perfect gem if your base is under 1 million, or higher than a perfect gem if your base is over 1 million but under, the 3 million limit. So it's the same as the guild bonus. The same rules apply. Okay, so the problem with this is, if I'm like, dude, this is awesome, I'm going to run a 999,999, 3 gems, and make a perfect gem, what's the problem with that? The problem is that I don't get a bonus, okay? These bonuses, obviously, they add to your guild battle, they add to your, they add to your league battle, all of those kinds of things. So you want to kind of pick and choose how you run these large gems, because if you're running 3 gems to make a semi-perfect gem and you're really close to that 999,999, you're not going to get a lot of bonus, right? But if you're way under that 999 number, then you're not going to get as big of a bonus as you could if you ran a bigger gem, right? So it all kind of matters in how you choose your gem. But those are the basic rules. So if we go to my screen capture that I did here and walk through this, basically you can see I've got 3 gems that the base of all 3 of these gems are under 999. Like, look at this, right? I've got 169, 390, and 439. Now, look at this. The base of all 3 of these equal 999070. So what's my bonus? 900. Like that's it, which is really lousy, right? So I really don't want to run this gem. This would be a terrible semi-perfect gem to run because it doesn't even get me much of a bonus. Okay, so that's something I wouldn't want to do. Now in this case, I happen to want to run a large gem bonus because I got a bunch of large gems. But simultaneously, if I put in a 999, now my base is over a million. Okay, so the software concedes, okay, 1.8 million base. Now it gives me my 20% bonus again, right? So now I get my bonus, but I don't have a perfect gem. So let's make a perfect gem. Let's put in 1.5 million. Now, okay, now I've got 463,000 bonus, which is awesome. This will help me with my guild, my league, and also our guild battle, obviously. But does this get me to a perfect gem? So 7 is how it ends. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9, yeah, I think it does. I think this actually gets me to a perfect gem. So this would actually be a really decent move. So we can test some other gems here. So remember that 463, if I put in 999, again, look what happens. If I do 3 999s, now I don't have any bonus. It's really not what you want to do. You don't want to do 3 9999s. That's how you used to do it. You'd have to figure out to get 999s before they had bonuses back in kind of the olden days. So I don't want to do that, but I want to have a high bonus to get my league battle, because I'll show you here in just a second what my league battle is. So if I take out one of these semi-perfect gems and I swap it out for something like lower, let's say I put this 169,000 in. Now that's fine, but I have a lower bonus, and I don't have a perfect gem, right? I don't have a perfect gem because I put in too low of a gem, so my base plus the bonus doesn't even get me up to a perfect gem. So now I put in this 390,000 gem, and does this get me to the bonus? Well, I think that's a 7 plus 3 is 10. So already I know by adding these last numbers together that that's incorrect because it doesn't end with a 7. So that's just that's not correct. So that won't give me a perfect gem. So now I put 439 in, and then this 5 plus 5, the two ending numbers, if I were to add these up together, they don't get me a perfect gem. Now I could go and raid some dungeons, obviously, and try to get up to a perfect gem, but I'd rather just do it this way. And then so if I put in a 536, now check this out. If I put in a 536, my bonus actually now I have a perfect gem. Or no, I don't. I don't have a perfect gem. I've got this 536. I've got so I do. I have a perfect gem now. So now I have a perfect gem. 7 plus 0 is 7. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 0 is 9. 6 plus 3. 5 plus 4, 2. So this is all adds up to 999,929,999,997. So that's a perfect gem. So this would be an okay choice. This would be an okay choice, right? I could run this gem, but it's at 463 is my bonus. But this is what's interesting. Obviously, that I'm running a higher gem, but if I swap it out for a lower gem, back to this 439,000 gem here, now I'm running a lower gem, but look, my bonus actually goes up. Because when I was running this higher gem, it pushed me over the limit, and so it curtailed me at the perfect gem limit. So if I run a slightly lower gem, it still gets me. Well, no, it doesn't get me to the perfect. So actually, I really want to run like this 476. Yeah. So look. So now I put in this 476. It gets me. Well, I still am not there. I'm still not there, right? So it gets me almost to a perfect gem. It gets me a higher bonus. Look, this gets me the highest bonus. So 495, but I don't get a perfect gem. And I kind of want to get a perfect gem out of this. So I don't know if I need, now the question is, do I need that much of a guild bonus? Now you can see I started this. But honestly, I realize it's not going to get me a perfect gem. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull one of these gems out and cancel it. So I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to swap this out. I think I want to go with this 536. That gets me a lower, it gets me a lower, obviously a lower bonus, but now it gets me a perfect gem. So I'm going to start this. I'm going to go ahead and just pay for it, pay for orbs for it. And now I got a perfect gem. So 299997, and it gets me these, it gets me some of these emerald things. Yeah, see these emerald things. So now I got a perfect gem. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now, again, once I have this perfect gem, I can't run a ritual with it. Any huge gem you can't run a ritual with. So you'll see it's going to tell me, hey, you can't put this in the totem. Now I can put other gems in there and try to start it, but it'll just tell me, hey, the gem is too big for the totem. So I have to not use that huge gem, and I can only save it or sell it or leave it in there, right, in my bank. So I'm going to save it. Now here's the cool thing, okay? As I'm going to save this, remember there is a spell. It's called the precious, I think it's called the precious treasure spell. Okay, and the precious treasure spell is a 24, for me, I'm at level 14, 24% chance to increase a gem's rating by 67% when you save in the treasure hall. Okay, this still applies even to perfect and huge gems. Okay, this bonus, even though you can't make a gem bigger than a perfect gem, the bonus still applies when you're saving it. So check out what happens here. Let's see if I get lucky, and I'm going to save this, and boom, look at that. A saved gem got an extra rating. That means my precious treasure worked. And now this $3 million gem just got a 60% bonus, which is like what? 4 point whatever million that this got as an extra bonus, right? 4.6 million or something. Not the bonus, but total now, instead of 3 million, it's like 4.6 million. It got like a big bonus. And now and that's going to affect my rating, and I get a lot more money that way because of that precious treasure spell. Okay, so that's kind of how these gems work. Now, just in case you're wondering, I'm going to, if we looked at my rating before all of this, let's see, new standing. I was at, well, no, that was after that. So let me show you this. So basically, before all this, I needed, so here I was in 6th place. So this is partly why I ran a perfect gem, because I needed at least 200,000 to 300,000 more in Delta to get my reward for this guild. So when I ran that, now if I go back and I look at this, now I'm in 2nd place, right? And I'm not only in 2nd place with like 3 million, I'm in 2nd place with the 4.5 million because I got that precious treasure, allowed my 3 million to be saved with a higher rating. And that will help our guild too. So if you were to look at our guild battle, which I don't think I did, but that affects our guild battle too. So pretty awesome. So yeah, now, oh yeah, that was our guild battle. Actually, that was our guild. So now it's not going to help us. It didn't help us back when I recorded this to beat our guild battle. That was a nightmare guild battle. It was just nuts. But it did help me to get, it did help me to win my league. So anyways, so yeah, that's kind of a little tutorial on perfect and semi-perfect gems. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you would. I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.